quit to win. To win? What? Miss Patty? What are you talking about? Buenos dias. Welcome to a new morning show, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. And today is Thankful Tuesday, May 14th, 2024. Thanks for joining us. We get started with a dad joke. And shout out to Dad Says Jokes because I love that I found them on Instagram. I started a band called Blanket. It's a cover band. Oh, bada boom. Thank you. Thank you, Graham, for offering that help. And you know what? I've been looking at the weather, or actually, we have not had a weatherman, and have not just reported back on all of these tornadoes happening in the United States and Brazil, almost underwater. So, shout out to all my Brazilian friends. I mean, there's so many people from Brazil here in Orlando, Florida. So, sending lots of love to you guys. In sports today, we have in the theme of quitting to win. Let's tap into this story right here. Without the music, testing, it's a no, and then it's a yes, but definitely not. Let me put myself small in here so you can see the struggle of this little puppy. Okay, he's in. All right, he's out. Let's go get it. Okay, he's back in. Isn't that life? Trial and error. Here we go. Okay, he's out again and he's back in. It's fun with the music. Okay, he's settled. Okay, he's okay. No, he needs help. Oh no, everybody's down. He's back again. There he is, looking for some comfort. Trying to balance. Here we go. And more. Let's protect myself right between mommy. Yes. Yep. And they're winning now. Professionals. Did you hear that? Professionals. My friend Mark England had asked, I might have shared in the show, like what makes a professional? It's the repetitions. And a lot of the repetitions are messy. They look messy. All right. So this week we've been talking, meaning as of yesterday, learning how to quit. And yesterday we had knowing when to quit. Shout out to Sarah Whaler. We share a little bit of the TED Talk. You could go and check it out yesterday. And then today, as promised, I said I had another TED Talk, which I am excited to share because this one's short. So we are most definitely going to have the time to share the whole video. So and we'll pause it here and there. And yeah, so what is her name? Her name is Jasmine Sawyers. And we're gonna let her tell her story, but I'm gonna get the ads away from it. Yeah, and so here we go. There we go. Let's shrink myself.
Because
if I'd stayed she's at the middle.
I wouldn't be standing here talking to you.
Let's go from the beginning.
So, quitters never win and winners never quit, right? That's what we're told as kids. That's what we get drilled into us, that if you quit, you failed. And if you failed, you are a failure. It's quite defining. But I want you to consider an alternative. What if instead of dropping out or giving up, quitting was the only way to win? or at least the better way to win. I'm Jasmine, and quitting saved my career. Have a think about the last time that someone you respect recommended a book or a film to you, but you didn't think you were going to like it. So they come at you and they say, look, you're going to love it. It's amazing. Everyone loves it. This film is my favorite. Please, will you watch it? And you're thinking, this isn't really me. But you know what? I respect you. Everyone says it's great. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to read it. You get started. You're a few pages, a few minutes in. You're not feeling it. But could be a slow starter, so you carry on. Halfway through, you do not like this. You're certain. So what do? Do you put the book down? Do you turn the film off? Or do you keep going? You know, one voice in your head saying, am I the weird one? Is something wrong with me if I don't like this? Everyone else likes it. It's got great reviews. What's the problem with me? But end of the day, whatever you choose, it's a book, it's a film. That's time you can afford to waste. I was in danger of that being my whole life. You need some context. I'm a long jumper. I've been competing internationally since I was 14 years old. And the plan when I went to uni was always to join a group that had a world-class coach, that had an Olympic champion in the group, and several other international athletes. I'd have world-class facilities. It was everything I needed. I was so excited to go. When I got there, I got stronger, I got faster, I got fitter, I got more powerful. I was in peak physical condition. But the results didn't come. In fact, I started to go backwards. I went from being the second best junior in the world the year before to not even making the UK junior team. I was devastated. I couldn't figure it out. I had everything that I supposedly needed right there. This was everything that I'd worked for, and it wasn't working for me. I couldn't understand. And so I was torn. I didn't know what to do. One part of me wanted to leave, try something else. But another part was thinking, you push through no matter what. This is supposed to be hard. But I just couldn't shake it. Something wasn't right. I was unhappy, and it showed in my performance. So I bit the bullet and I left. I dropped out of uni. I left my coach in the middle of the season, which was risky, but I was unhappy to the point where I'd figured out that without happiness, the success wasn't coming. And I was miserable. I was ready to drop out of sport altogether. So instead, I went back to where I trained when I was at school. I went back to my school coach. And I think this was the first time that I'd really stopped. And instead of just listening to what everyone says, this is how you achieve success. This is how you are happy. This is exactly what you need. I stopped and thought, what do I need? And the answer was something different. It wasn't the same as what everyone had been telling me, and that had surprised me. You see, I was so ready to retire from sport at 19 years old. And I think if I hadn't managed to find a way to reframe quitting, to say to myself, okay, is quitting losing? Because that's how I'd always seen it. And I hate losing. I'm a terrible loser. So bad at losing. And so when I bundled those two things together, I've got quitting and losing. This is something I didn't want to associate myself with. But it came to a point where I went, this has to be the best thing for your career. And so before I quit at 19, I was ready to drop out. Instead, between the ages of 19 and 22, I won 5 international medals, 2 national titles, finished my law degree, and made the Olympic final. Sorry. Oh. Thanks. I was about to say, sorry I couldn't finish that with, I won the Olympics. The story's not that good. But luckily, I'm not talking to you from the end of a success story. I'm speaking to you from smack bang in the middle of it. And quitting meant that I now have the chance to win in the future. Because if I'd stayed put, I wouldn't be standing here talking to you. I'd be at home, on the phone to my mum saying, hey, do you remember when I was younger and I could have been good enough to go to the Olympics? So it was everything that I needed. And I found that once I'd reframed my mindset like this, I started to notice people that I admired that had done the same thing. One of my favorite authors, Gretchen Rubin. She's written so many books. She's an expert on happiness and habits, and she runs a successful blog, podcast, and app. And she's only able to be and do all these things because she quit. She quit a prestigious career in law to take on writing because she knew that law wasn't right for her. And if she quit, now she's a New York Times bestselling author. She looks like she's winning to me. So we live in an environment that a lot of things are temporary. We're able to change so much. And that can be a great thing, but it doesn't mean the fundamental rules have changed. Long-term commitment to one thing is still the way to get success. But we have the opportunity to try and try and try until we find that one thing that's the right thing for us. So if you need to, I encourage you to quit with purpose. Whether that's making yourself happier, making room for something or someone else in your life, or doing a full 180 and pursuing something totally different. Know why you're quitting and head off in the direction of winning. So, winners never quit and quitters never win, right? Well, not exactly. Thank you.
Yeah. Love that. Wow. Okay, so I've heard this a couple of times and I decided to just watch it with you, let the whole thing play because so many good things. And this is, and I could also, I will share a story, but I just want to first point out the things that stood out for me. Is that without happiness, success was not coming. And Sarah Whaler shared the same thing in yesterday's TED Talk. And so I don't know, I hear the same thing. What about you? Let me know in a comment, what does that mean to you if you wish to share? And the second one is asking, what do I need? Yesterday, Sarah asked, does this serve me? So it does require us reflecting, and reflecting on questions that we get to answer, not seeking out other people, but really tuning into that innate intelligence that we all have, and asking ourselves questions. So recap from yesterday and today, does this still serve me? Or as, excuse me, oh my goodness, Jasmine said, what do I need? Right? She was talking about, like, everybody was telling her this is what you need to do for success. And she had to ask, like, okay, no, what is it that I need? And that led her in this path. And what I love the most and how I want to share is that she said, I'm speaking to you from right smack in the middle. I'm so done and so tired hearing I was here, then I was here. Yay! I could show you the same way, like as if success was linear, and it's not. Last week we talked about progress, and we talked about the journey and the ups and downs. And so, Jasmine, thank you so much for saying this, and for saying that you're right smack in the middle. We are still in the journey. And then the last one I took out, as I'm watching it with you, is quit with purpose. And I actually, yesterday I was talking about, okay, that thin line between perseverance and stubbornness. Her story reminds me so much of how I left my community of Queens, New York, and drove 3 to 4 hours to Springfield, Massachusetts, to seek for a degree that I knew was my life purpose, which is my degree. My bachelor's is in youth development, and didn't plan it out so good because the person in that department was not there. But I left her a letter. I put a letter right on her office. I said, I believe I was 27. I'm a 27-year-old college dropout. I found my purpose, and it's going to be in youth development. and you're one of the only colleges, actually was the only college at that time in 2007, that has a youth development degree. I have these amount of credits from all these colleges and universities that I attended to, and now I know my purpose. And the next day, she emailed me back with my graduation date. And in Queens, I was currently at that time going to Queens College, and graduation was going to be, I believe it's like, was it 2020? Not 2008, I believe. And she emailed me back with all the credits that you have. I believe your graduation is going to be 2005. So I was like, 2008, 2005. Which one, eh? It was the purpose, because I was going to be a phys ed teacher in Queens College, because I love sports, and that's what this story just resonates with me. And I was like, okay, I found that I definitely did not just want to focus on one thing. I wanted to run programs. So of course, I said yes. I packed my bags. I left a really close community to go and pursue my purpose. And so I love that. So Jasmine, thank you so much for sharing your story. I'd love to hear your comments, guys, on what resonated with you about Jasmine's story. And let me know. Let me know what you're learning how to quit. And or as yesterday, Sarah also said, what you can update, what you can pivot. And I think Jasmine's message today, it's finding our way. Like that reminder, right? To find your way. And that's where we're gonna end in today's show. And I have the perfect song for this. And let's hear it. And then we're gonna be out. Thanks for joining. Please let me know in your comments. I think the song goes for about a minute. Maybe this will give you some time. Let me know your thoughts on this. Thank you so much. And let's
a new place, a new home for a while. Let me feel alive. Nothing to hold me back. Take my time, just enjoy the ride. A new man passing by. Life is good, best I've ever felt. Get me up, somewhere new, somewhere I can find myself. Oh, I feel so alive. As I reach out to the sky. I found my way. I was in the dark against it all, but made it through the day. Cause I found my way. In bad times, I know I'll be okay. Cause I found my way.
Bye, everybody. See you tomorrow.